How many times were you in Albert's room?
Once. Just that once. To see.
What else did you do in his room, Sarah?
Your Honor, you can't allow this!
What else did you do in his room?
Your Honor, in the name of God and of decency, you must stop this!
The prosecutor will stop harassing this
What did he do to you, Sarah? What did he do?
Restrained and abandoned.
Man, I've seen some shameless courtroom tactics before, but this might just take the cake. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in. When Every Day Was the 4th of July has one of those titles that makes it sound like sunshine, apple pie and backyard barbecues, but don't be fooled. Dean Jones and Geoffrey Lewis headline this surprisingly gripping courtroom drama that'll make you question whether justice is really blind. It's one of those forgotten TV movies that deserved a much bigger audience than it ever got.
Maplewood Grammar School, where we all started out together. Me and Charlie Wilson, and Howie Martin, and Dave Zimmer, and Marty Albert, and of course my little sister, Sarah. It seems as if 1,000 summers have come and gone since then. Yet the memories will always remain and need only be touched to return as clear and bright as yesterday. And so it is that even now, when I feel the softness of a summer breeze, or see a familiar pattern of shadows play across the ground, or hear a little girl's laugh, I am easily transported back to those days of my youth, to a time of innocence and adventure, when life was yet to be lived, and every day was the 4th of July.
What does it look like?
Hi, Charlie, Dave, Howie. How you doing, Marty?
Hello, Sarah.
Sarah.
All right.
Look, Dan, I'm going to sell the Saturday Evening Post. Mr. Hart says some kids have made as much as $5 in only a week.
I don't know that Millie's going to think that's such a good idea. Hey, you got any bills, Sarah? We're going over to Nigerians.
Besides, Millie says all that candy's not good for your teeth.
Hey, look.
Charlie, don't be cruel to him.
Come on, I was just kidding him. My father says he's been riding that same bike as long as he can remember.
He's just like us, only he's wider, that's all.
Like us? Are you kidding? He's a crazy. He can't even talk.
Hi, Marty. Hi, Marty. I'll wait for you. Maybe I can sell my first subscription.
Hey, let's get some candy. How about some I'll have a red sucker. I love it.
What did you want, Howie? Baseball cards?
Yeah. Hey, Bobby, let's have some G-Man cards.
Yeah.
Red liquor.
Thank you. Oh, boy, Jimmy Fox. Oh, swell. Trade for Babe Ruth. Hey, Bobby, you want to meet us later? We're going to play some rings.
Hello, boys.
On your way home from school?
Cards, Bobby. All the red soccer. Maybe next time.
You know what our teacher told us today, Mr. Nigerian? Those guys, what's their names again?
Sacco and Vincenti.
Yeah, Miss Woodruff said that they were never really guilty.
How can she say that? She don't know what she's talking about. Look, you see? Here is a telegram I get from the governor himself, congratulating me for testifying against those two.
What are you doing, Nigerian? Bending the kids' ears again about what a big man you were up in Boston? Don't give me that hound dog look, will you, Arab? Don't you know when I'm kidding you?
Now, what are you looking at?
Nothing, Officer Doyle. Daniel, come here! Quick! Hurry! Red Doyle's beating up the snowman! Look! Sarah, don't! Stay out of it! Stop it, Red Doyle! Leave him alone! You're a bully, Red Doyle, and I don't like you! You okay, Snowman?
Come on, Sarah. Let's get out of here.
Come on, Snowman. Get away from him.
You creeps! I warned you to stay away from here! Next time I catch you, I'm gonna kill you!
Hey, Red, here comes your old man.
All right, clear out of here, you little punks. Go on with you. Get out of here. And you ninny. Get out home before I take my stick to you.
What's everybody so gloomy about? You know what Father always says about a bully? The reason they're so mean is because they're really afraid of themselves.
Try telling that to Red Doyle.
Yeah, tell that to Red.
It is not always possible to say exactly when something began, when there was the first hint of it. But now, looking back after all these years, I remember that afternoon in front of Nigerians, and I wonder how different it all would have turned out if Sarah hadn't tried to help the snowman. The days were getting longer, and everyone could feel summer vacation just around the corner. We couldn't know it then, of course, but it was to be a summer that none of us would ever forget.
What do you think? I don't know.
My, isn't this something? Now, doesn't this look like a terrific 4th of July? Of course, it's not as good as the end of the world special.
All right, Sarah, what do you know?
That you and Charlie sent $4.95 to the Spencer Firework Company in Akron, Ohio for the end of the world special? You know it's against the law now. Don't worry, I won't tell.
Well, where do you think it is anyway? We sent our dough 2 months ago. I bet the post office has it.
Well, why don't we go and find out?
Are you kidding? They could throw us in jail.
They don't put kids in jail.
Maybe not, but I got a feeling there goes our 4th of July. Yeah.
Is everything Olivia? Help me out! Oh, what are you, sissy Dave? Oh, come on.
Hi, kids.
All right.
Who's winning?
Pull my head off. Oh, you right up. Play with Dad. You're a sissy. Get away. Guess what happened today, Father?
Well, everyone was eaten by cannibals except you and Daniel, who managed to escape. Come here. Want to get that for me? Hello, Iggy. How you doing, big fella? Come here. Did you stay off the grass today, huh? Would you tell me something? What happened today that was more important than telling your only father hello?
Why do you say that? My only father. Isn't that,
Redundant. Yes, it is. It's also superfluous.
Is that one of your lawyer words?
Afternoon, Herman.
Afternoon, Herman.
Sarah.
Ed? Miss Cooper?
Getting ready for your party, huh, Miriam? Uh-huh.
Doesn't seem possible, does it, Herman? Miriam's going to be 16 years old.
Ed, if you're going to let that animal out, I do wish you'd put him on a chain.
Oh, don't worry about Iggy. He's a lover.
Mr. Grasser, would you like to subscribe to the Saturday Evening Post? If you do, for 1 year, you get your first issue free.
No, thank you.
But it's really a good deal. You save 30 cents and you don't have to buy it. It gets delivered every week.
Mr. Grasser doesn't want it, sweetheart.
He's a cheapskate, isn't he, Father?
Here comes your mother.
Hi, darling. Wait till you see what I picked up today. I don't want to say I hoodwinked the man, but I got my price. Hi, sweetheart. Look at these genuine Chippendales.
Where's a Chippendale? All I see is some chairs and stuff.
Oh, darling. Ed, help me, will you? Clementine! Clementine, come and help us with the chairs. Darling, go get your brother. I got the most exciting new commission today. Fairfield, 15 rooms.
That's nice, dear.
Oh, careful.
Thank you, Mrs. Green.
You're very welcome, dear.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Next time you mind your own business or it'll be worse.
Snowman! You scared me. Red Doyle kicked my magazine bag in the sewer. Now I can't get it out. What am I gonna do, Snowman? If I don't get them, I have to pay for them. And that's why I'm selling the Saturday Evening Post. I know the end of the world special's never going to come. And Daniel's going to be awfully disappointed. He and Charlie Wilson, that's his friend, took back just about every soda bottle in Bridgeport to pay for it. Ow. I'm sorry. It doesn't hurt. When I get $5, I'm going to take a bus to Easton and buy him crackers and pinwheels and everything. Of course, it won't be as terrific as this. But nothing's that terrific. You want to subscribe? But that costs $2. Can you write, Snowman? It's okay to print. Albert Kavanaugh. Thank you, Albert Kavanaugh. His name's Albert Kavanaugh, and he lives on State Street.
I don't see how you fell off that bike in the first place.
I just did, that's all.
Darling, you stay away from that man. He's not right.
But he was just being nice, Millie.
I'm sure he was, sweetheart, but we don't know very much about him, do we?
But...
Sarah, now I've made my point. I don't want to discuss it anymore. You stay away from him.
What your mother's saying is for your own good, Angel.
If Snowman's so strong like you said, then how come you let Red Doyle do that to him?
I didn't know everything, Daniel.
If a man is truly strong, Daniel, he can choose not to fight. His strength gives him that choice. Fear starts most fights, not courage.
That's why.
Another week of looking in the mailbox and still no end of the world special. So we finally decided to take a chance and go to the post office.
They sent it back.
Sent it back?
I told ya.
Oh. You know how many bottles we lug back? Who makes these laws anyway?
Maybe they'll send the money back.
What's the difference? It'll be too late anyway.
Maybe we can all chip in.
Chip in?
I got 4 cents.
Oh, great, Marty. Now all we need is $4.91.
Right. Come on, let's go.
Just an idea.
Don't ideas.
Coming, Sarah?
Now I gotta try and sell some subscriptions. Bye.
Okay.
getting a new coat? Sir, would you... Albert! Hey, Albert! Hi, Albert. You live here? I know, I haven't sold very many. But that isn't the worst part. We just found out that the post office sent back the fireworks. You want me to go upstairs with you? Well, okay, but I can't stay long. It's such a nice room, Albert. Oh, Albert, these are you. Was she your girlfriend? Sure picked a pretty one, didn't you? You were a hero, Albert. Is this the Purple Heart? You got hurt in the war, didn't you, Albert? Oh, no, Albert, I couldn't. All right, Albert, I'll take it. And I'll keep it forever as my most treasured possession. Thank you. What you got there, Albert? Such a wonderful surprise.
Boy, I hate it when those guys sing.
Geoffrey,
So loud.
get us that gun.
Who gives us fashion Geoffrey?
Hey, what's happening to Nigerians?
Hey, no.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
What's what happened? Look at that. Hey, look. Hey, what's wrong?
Hey, look!
Wait a minute. There's no doubt about this one, Sam. Caught the bum red-handed. Look, don't bother asking him any questions. He can't talk anyway. All right, get in the car. Hey, you kids! Get out of the way!
killed! Mr. Nigerian's been killed! Snowman did it! Snowman killed Mr. Nigerian just now at the candy store!
What?
Daniel, what are you talking about? What happened?
Boy, you got home from lunch early. You know, it's not like he's a relative, or even a friend. Not really.
He is my friend. And he wanted to be yours, too.
How do you know that?
He told me. Oh, Daniel, I know Albert didn't do it. I just know it.
Okay, suppose he didn't do it. There's nothing we can do about it anyway.
Yes, there is. I'm gonna ask Father to be his lawyer.
Why don't you go all the way and get Clarence Darrow? Hey, where are you going? You're going into Bridgeport, aren't you? I'd better go with you.
Will you do it, Father? Will you help Albert?
Sarah, I haven't been to the courtroom in 9 years, honey. What I do now mostly is study contracts and write letters and make telephone calls. Be kind of like a baseball player that hasn't played ball in a whole year and suddenly he comes to bat in the World Series against Walter Johnson. What do you think would happen?
The big train would strike him out.
Sweetheart, the court will appoint a public defender, and sometimes they're the best.
Father, if you don't know, they'll put him in the electric chair.
All right, let's assume you're right. Does that mean you have to take the case? Have you thought about what this will do to your practice? Those people that pay you are not going to stand around while you defend this Albert Kavanaugh. Ed, you don't have to drop everything just because Sarah asked you to.
Mildred, we have raised our children to be independent. We have encouraged them to ask questions, to think. Now, how many times have I told Sarah, never be afraid to stand up for what you believe in? Well, right or wrong, Sarah believes that Albert Kavanaugh is innocent. She wants to help him. She can't do that without us. Well, that leaves only one question, Mildred. Do we or do we not support our daughter?
Do you know what I think? I think this Mr. Kavanaugh is going to have the best damn lawyer in Bridgeport. I do.
The obligation of the jury to bring in a recommendation, if it so chooses, of the death penalty. Now, the defense will undoubtedly make two claims. One, that the evidence is circumstantial, and two, that the accused had no motive. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, the law states that circumstantial evidence is sufficient for a conviction if the evidence is so complete and so compelling as to leave no room for reasonable doubt. The state will present such a case. And furthermore, the state will prove that the accused, Albert Kavanaugh, did indeed have a motive.
Ladies and gentlemen, you didn't choose to be here. And in a way, neither did I. But we have a choice to make today that will affect not only this man's life, but your own. There is one thing, one paramount consideration that you must never lose sight of. Under the law, Albert Kavanaugh sits in that chair, an innocent man. And it's going to take a whole lot more than a set of circumstances to change that fact. It was Disraeli who reminded us that man is not the creature of circumstance. Circumstances are the creatures of men. Keep that in mind as you listen to the prosecution try and weave its circumstantial web. Thank you.
When I came in, he was still bent over the body.
And then?
Well, I started to say something like, what's going on here? All of a sudden, he jumped up, tried to run past me. I grabbed him, and he put up a hell of a fight. Now, I know he don't look like much, but I can tell you, he's crazy strong. And the Jarian was beat up pretty bad, you know. And anyway, finally, I had to hit him up the side of the head with my revolver.
Go on.
That's about all there was to it. I called the station, reported a homicide, and I took that bird to the hoosecow.
Before that night, had you ever seen the defendant in the candy store?
Sure, plenty of times. He used to clean up there nights. Well, I tried to warn the Jarian about him, but
You warned him about what?
about having a weird bird like that, hanging around a place where little kids come and go all the time.
I object, Your Honor. I ask that that last reply be stricken from the record as biased and prejudicial.
Objection sustained. The jury will disregard the last answer.
Thank you, Officer Doyle. Your witness?
Your Honor, the defense has no questions for this witness at this time, but we reserve the right to recall him later.
Very well. The witness may step down, but is requested to remain available to the court. Since it is now past noon, the court will recess for lunch and reconvene at 2 o'clock.
Tell me something, will you, Cooper? When does a screwball like that Kavanaugh get the scratch to hire the likes of you, huh? I thought you were supposed to be one of them, you know, fancy lawyers.
Michael, me boy, when I want to be talking with you, it'll be on the witness stand.
Oh, sure, Counselor. Anything you say. Just trying to be neighborly.
Well, it would be my guess that school is out.
Sure is, for 3 whole months.
Are you winning, Mr. Cooper?
Well, so far, Davy, all I've been doing is listening a lot. We haven't had our turn yet.
How's Albert?
Oh, he's fine, sweetheart, just fine.
It's all right if we go in and watch, isn't it?
Oh, I guess so. It doesn't seem much of a way to start your first day of vacation. These things can be pretty tedious, you know.
The state calls Mrs. Robert Najarian to the stand.
Do you solemnly swear that all you shall tell this court will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Mrs. Najarian, I know how difficult this is for you. The state appreciates your cooperation, and I'll try to make this as brief as possible. Now, between 1924 and 1929, you and your husband lived and worked in and around the Boston area. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do the names Sacco and Vanzetti mean anything to you?
Yes. My husband worked with Sacco in the shoe factory in Braintree, Massachusetts.
Do you recognize these?
Yes. They are. They were my husband.
Mrs. Najarian, is it not true that your husband was a witness in the state's proceedings against the anarchists Sacco and Vanzetti?
Yes.
And is it not also a fact that his testimony played an important role in their conviction and subsequent execution?
Yes, it did.
Mrs. Najarian, why did you and your husband leave Boston?
Robert, my husband, he felt it was his duty as an American citizen to testify. But some people, they hated him for what he had done. We were threatened. At night, the phone would ring, and there would be evil threats. Our friends, our neighbors, everybody, they stopped speaking to us for fear it would happen to them, too.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Albert Kavanaugh is also from Boston?
No, I didn't know this.
Let's see. Miss Najarian, isn't it a fact that your house in Boston was bombed?
Yes. It was on a Sunday after church. Thank God we were not home.
Mm-hmm. And did you know or did you believe that you knew who was responsible?
Yes, we knew. They were Bolsheviks, all Bolsheviks.
Did they have another name beside Bolsheviks?
They call themselves the People's Society of Arcos.
Arcos. The Greek word for anarchists. So the people who hounded you and your husband from your home were avowed anarchists, followers of Sacco and Vanzetti.
Yes, it was them.
Your Honor, the state would like to place in evidence at this time the membership roster of the People's Society of Arcos dated May 1927. A copy is available to the defense for verification. Now, Mrs. Najarian, to the best of your knowledge, were all the members of this society avowed anarchists?
Yes, they were.
Would you read from the membership roster of the People's Society of Arcos the name following number 138?
Albert Kavanaugh.
Suddenly, the case had become big news, and Bridgeport was on the map. And those of us who were too young to even remember Sacco and Vanzetti were now reading about them every day in the papers. Albert Kavanaugh was branded an anarchist, and a motive for murder had been established. And so Monday morning arrived, the day Father was to begin his defense, and it seemed as though all of Bridgeport was turning out to watch the show. Reporters poured down from Boston and up from New York, and the town welcomed them with open arms. Sacco and Vanzetti and the poor snowman. A sideshow attraction that old P.T. Barnum himself would have paid money to see. We arrived early, and lucky we did. It was standing room only.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. The Honorable Superior Court within and for the County of Fairfield is now open and in session in this place. All persons summoned to appear or who have business herein shall give their attendance according to the law. The Honorable Judge Henry J. Wheeler presiding. The court will please rise.
The court may be seated. Well, is the defense prepared to call its first witness?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. The defense calls as its first witness Dr. Alexander Moss.
Please state your name, address, and occupation.
Dr. Alexander Cornelius Moss, New Haven, Connecticut. I am Chief of Psychiatric Services at Yale University.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand.
Dr. Moss had heard of Albert's trial on the radio and called Father. He came to Bridgeport by train the following day.
Can you tell us when you first met Albert Kavanaugh?
Yes. My first contact with him was at an Hôpital d'Ambulance, a field hospital outside of Paris.
Albert Kavanaugh was injured while performing his duty as a soldier in the United States Army during a state of war. Is that correct?
Yes. And he was highly decorated for his heroism.
Dr. Moss, would you explain in lay terms, if possible, the nature and the extent of Albert's injuries?
He has suffered severe cortex depression and subsequently motor trauma. That is, certain motor response regions of the brain have been damaged, incapacitating speech function.
Dr. Moss, in your expert opinion, would there be any reason to expect a person with Albert's injuries to be more hostile than normal?
No. In fact, quite the opposite. The dominating characteristic of Albert's personality is one of passivity, almost passive resignation.
Is that dangerous?
Only to Albert.
I don't understand.
He might have become too gentle for this world.
Dr. Moss, there's been some speculation about the defendant's reason for coming to Bridgeport. Do you know why Albert moved to this city?
Because I asked him to. When I took my residence at Yale, I told Albert that if he could move somewhere close by, I would continue to treat him. I helped arrange his part-time employment at the Remington Arms Company.
One more question, Dr. Moss. Do you feel at any time subsequent to his injuries, Albert Kavanaugh was capable of comprehending and embracing a complex political philosophy such as anarchism?
Sir, Albert Kavanaugh doesn't even know the name of the President of the United States.
Thank you, Doctor. Your witness.
Dr. Moss? It is possible that the defendant could behave in a manner that would surprise you.
Yes, within limits.
Then it is possible, isn't it, Doctor, that seeing these papers over and over again, without understanding anarchism as a political philosophy, but only seeing Sacco and Vanzetti as heroes, it is possible that the defendant, seeing these papers showing the deceased as a heroic figure for his role in putting Sacco and Vanzetti in the electric chair, that could have triggered something inside this man's mind, something unknown even to you, something from out of his past that could have driven this defendant into a murderous rage, even while not knowing the name of the President of the United States. Is it not terrible?
And it calls for impossible.
Gentlemen, please.
I withdraw the question. I apologize to the court for my excessive exuberance. The state has no further questions of this witness. disagree, Your Honor. It'd be a simple matter to take a sworn testimony as an affidavit and have it entered in the record.
Your Honor, there's ample precedent. And further, it's my client's right.
I still say it's a sideshow stunt.
I will allow it. But let's not drag this thing out till Christmas.
And what about the other, Your Honor?
What? Remove the cameras? Not on your life. This is a public trial.
The defense calls Albert Kavanaugh.
Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The testimony was slow. Albert writing his answers and the clerk reading them to the court. The first thing Father did was to bring out that Albert did not know Sacco and Vanzetti and had only joined the People's Society of Arcos because the foreman of the shoe factory where he worked had told him to. Then Father got Albert to talk about his life before the war. And we were all surprised to learn that he had been an engineering student in college and was as normal as you and me. And then Father got around to the night of the murder.
I came in and found Mr. Nigerian on the floor. I bent over to help him, then the policeman came in.
When you saw the policeman, did you try to run? What did you do?
I went to him for help, but he hit me with his gun.
Albert, I just have one further question. Did you kill Robert Nigerian?
No, he was my friend.
Thank you, Albert. You witness.
The state has no questions at this time, Your Honor.
The witness may step down.
The defense recalls Mike Doyle to the stand.
The witness is reminded that he is still under oath.
Officer Doyle, you've heard the testimony of the accused, have you not?
Yeah, I heard him.
And you still want to stick by your testimony?
You damn right I do.
Officer Doyle, I hold in my hand your service record. I see in the 16 years that you've been on the force, you've received 5 commendations.
Yeah, well, what's ever there? I don't keep count.
Do you keep count of your reprimands?
Objection!
14 of them! Excessive use
Objection,
of force,
Your Honor!
assault and
Objection!
battery, and drunkenness resulting in a suspension.
Gentlemen, you're out of order.
Your Honor, this is inexcusable. Officer Doyle's previous record, either good or bad, has no bearing on this case.
Your Honor, it is essential to the defense that I explore this witness's veracity.
I appreciate your position, Counselor, but you must confine your questions to the events of that night. Objection sustained. The jury will disregard the previous question, and the stenographer will strike the previous question from the record. Proceed.
Isn't it possible? Isn't it possible that someone else entered that candy store, killed Robert Nigerian, and left before the defendant arrived?
Not a chance. It was just like I said. I saw Nigerian closing up his place when I drove by. Hadn't gone but just around the corner when I remembered I was out of tobacco. So I drove back. Hell, not even some nigger like Jesse Owens could have gotten in and out in the time it took.
Pardon me, what did you call him?
A nigger. Oh. Negro.
How would you describe the defendant?
Same as everybody else does, I guess. He's crazy. A weird bird.
I think I understand now. A man who has won 4 gold medals for his country in the Olympic Games is a nigger. And a man who is decorated for valor, grievously injured, is a crazy, a weird bird. What kind of animal are you?
Objection!
Say, you better watch your
Objection!
mouth.
Your Honor, I object!
Sit down, Officer Doyle, and control yourself.
Damn it! I sat here and watched that dummy call me a liar. But I ain't holding still for some idiot lawyer calling me no animal.
If the witness doesn't sit down and shut up, he'll be held in contempt.
Your Honor, counsel is deliberately provoking the witness.
Sit down, Doyle.
I have no further questions for Officer Doyle.
Officer Doyle, you will step down.
Who do you think you are, Gary? Well, you're gonna think I'm Ruth when you see how far I blast, isn't Yeah, sure. Come on, Howie! Right in your glove! I thought you were gonna put it out. Like to see you make a boom! Come on, Howie! What a hit! What a hit! You're in the clubhouse!
That's for laughing at my old man.
Anyone else laughs at my old man gets the same thing.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? Where's the ball? What happened to you?
I don't believe it. He took my new Spalding.
Hell of a kid. I wasn't the only one. You curly Armenian. Look at all the names on that list, huh? There's enough big shots in these ledgers to keep me in gravy for a long, long time. What are you doing there? Spying, huh?
Huh?
Spying. Huh. That's what you was doing. Spying!
No, Pa! No, I wasn't! Look, I brought you whiskey.
Give me it. You're rotten. Rotten, just like your mother was. Rotten!
You're wrong, Pa! You've always been wrong! About me and Ma and everything!
Wrong, am I? Wrong, huh? Take a look at that boy. Look at it! That's the last thing you're ever going to see on this earth. Now run. That's it, run out of me just like your mother did! What the hell with you? Hell with all.
Has to be something here we overlooked. Has to be.
That moss hurt us, Joe. I mean, it really hurt us. And Doyle.
Antonelli. You what? Okay. We'll be there in 5 minutes. Well, let's go. I think we may have what we've been looking for.
Everyone expected that this would be the last day of the trial. Everyone, that is, except Joseph Antonelli. We didn't know it then, but he was about to spring a very big surprise.
Superior Court within and for the County of Fairfield is now open and in session in this place. All persons summoned to appear or who have business herein shall give their attendance according to the law. The Honorable Judge Henry J. Wheeler presiding. The court will please rise.
Please be seated. Well, gentlemen, are you prepared to make your closing remarks?
If it please the court, only recently the state has discovered new and important evidence, which, with your indulgence, we would like to enter at this time.
Very well. If the defense has no objection.
Your Honor, if the state has new evidence, why wasn't I apprised?
Your Honor, we only discovered the evidence late last night, and it was only in the past few hours that we obtained a court warrant authorizing its removal. My apologies to the defense.
Well, it seems that we're destined to learn together, Counselor.
Sergeant Fitzgerald, will you tell the court where these items were found?
802 State Street, the Continental Hotel, room 301.
Let it be noted that that is the address of the accused, Albert Cavanaugh.
Albert, do you know what that is?
Sergeant Fitzgerald, you are a bomb expert, are you not?
Yes, sir. I am in charge of the bomb and demolition unit.
Would you describe to the court the items found in the defendant's room?
3 pounds of high-grade gunpowder, fuses, detonating caps, and 6 bomb-sized containers.
This the gunpowder?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Fitzgerald, with these materials, could you make a bomb?
Yes, sir. Several. Enough to take this building right off its foundation.
Your Honor. Your Honor, the defense requests a recess to confer with its client.
Your Honor, the defense may recess till hell freezes over.
Court will recess until after lunch.
All right, sir, what do you know? I know what the gunpowder's for. You what? I said I know what the gunpowder's for.
But, Sarah, how can you possibly be sure that gunpowder was for what Albert said?
Because he told me.
Well, if they won't believe Albert, then why don't we let Sarah tell them? Heck, everybody believes Sarah. She's like George Washington.
Well, I wish it were that simple. You have to, all of us, have to understand something. Once Sarah was on that witness stand, she's all alone up there. If anything happened, I wouldn't be able to help her. And with a man like Antonelli, I'm not sure I want to take that chance.
Ed, do you think the jury would believe Sarah? Well, then, if Sarah and Sarah alone can save that man from a wrongful conviction, do you really have any choice?
The court may be seated.
The defense calls Miss Sarah Cooper to the stand.
Now, you understand, don't you, Sarah, that you're about to be sworn in under oath. And you know what that means.
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address.
Sarah Cooper, 285 Laurel Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Place your left hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please sit down.
Now, Sarah, is this the edition of the Saturday Evening Post you were selling?
Uh-huh.
Your Honor, if it please the court, I'd like to pass this among the jury.
If there's no objection.
We're only interested in the cover. Now, Sarah, go ahead. Continue. What happened next?
Well, I showed Albert the cover, and I could tell he thought it was really neat, too. And I told him my brother Daniel and little Charlie Wilson. That's his friend. I told him how they sent away for the end of the world special. That's some really terrific fireworks. But I knew they weren't going to get it because it was against the law and everything. And I told Albert that's why I was selling the Post, to get some money and go to Easton, where you can still get them. and buy some fireworks so Daniel and Charlie wouldn't be too disappointed. Of course, I was planning to shoot some too. Well, Albert subscribed for a year to the Post, and that's when I found out his name.
And, thank you. And what happened then?
He got on his bicycle and went home.
Well, did you see Albert again?
Uh-huh. It was about a week later. It was on a Saturday on State Street. I was selling magazines, only no one was buying, and Albert saw me.
Did he talk to you?
Well, he carries a notepad, you know, in his pocket, and he prints everything.
What did he say?
He told me he was making a surprise for Daniel and Charlie and everybody.
And, what kind of surprise?
Fireworks. He was making fireworks. That's why I had that gunpowder and everything. He knows how to make rockets that explode in 4 colors, and even in designs. He learned all about it in the Army.
Sarah, why would Albert want to make fireworks?
Well, he never said, not in so many words. But most of the kids laugh at him all the time and make jokes because he's different. And he doesn't have any friends. That is not counting me. And so I think he was making the fireworks because he knew it would make us happy. Then maybe everyone would like him. And he wouldn't be lonely anymore.
Your witness.
State has no questions at this time, Your Honor.
Can't say I blame you. All right, my dear.
I think that after that day in court, Sarah could have been elected mayor of Bridgeport. But Father reminded us that it was too early to count our chickens. And of course, he was right.
Yeah, what the hell do you want?
Officer Doyle, I'd like to talk to you. May I come in?
Come on in. Look, Antonelli, can't you see what I'm giving you here? You hit the joint with this thing, you can't miss. It's your fire. Listen to me for once, will you? Yeah, I don't get you, Antonelli. I gave you your case back when you was gonna lose. I lay it right in your lap and you tell me you're gonna think it over? What the hell's the matter with you anyway?
Look, I had about all I'm going to take from you. Anybody blew this case, you blew it with your lousy temper and your rotten mouth. You told me, I'll think about it, that's it, period.
Now look, Antonelli.
And stay the hell away from the courtroom today. You stink like a brewery.
Smart mouth dago.
Mr. Antonelli, is it true the state's going to move for a dismissal?
Where'd you hear that?
It's a rumor.
Well, can you guess what you can do with your rumor, or you want me to tell you? Excuse me.
Well, gentlemen, are you prepared to make your closing statements?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
And you, sir?
If it please the court, the state recalls Sarah Cooper to the stand.
Ed, no.
Choice.
It's all right, darling. Everything will be all right.
Anson always a jerk for wanting to tangle with Sarah.
Yeah, I would mess with her.
Sarah, my dear, you understand that you are still under oath.
Yes, sir.
You may sit down.
Sarah? You know the difference between love and like?
Sure.
Could you give us an example?
Well, I like peppermint, but I love chocolate.
Could you give us a people example?
I love lots of people.
Your Honor, the defense objects to this line of questioning as ambiguous and calling for speculation.
Yes, I think the distinction made between peppermint and chocolate is excellent. Wish I'd thought of it myself.
Your Honor, I appreciate the special qualities of this witness, but 9 or 90, she's a character witness for the accused. I'm trying to pursue this as tactfully as possible, but the state is entitled to determine if the witness is biased or prejudiced.
Very well. Objection overruled, but please get to the point.
Sarah, not counting yesterday in this courtroom, have you ever seen these explosives before? Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes.
All right. Not counting yesterday.
No. I mean, yes.
You mean, yes, you've seen them before. Where did you see them?
Albert showed them to me.
Where were you when he showed them to you?
I was... They were in Albert's room.
In his room? You were in his hotel room?
He wanted to show me. He wanted me to see the stuff for the fireworks.
In his room. He took you to his room?
Your Honor, that question has been asked and answered.
Sustained. Proceed.
How often have you been to his room, Sarah?
Your Honor, that question is insinuating and inflammatory. The prosecutor is trying to mislead the jury, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I am trying to establish the nature of their relationship.
Relationship? What do you mean, relationship?
Counselor, you will take your seat or be held in contempt. And you, sir, are advised that you're treading on very thin ice.
Your Honor, I am aware that this is a delicate area. However, it is essential that we be allowed to establish that this witness' previous testimony was indeed biased and prejudicial, that she was, in fact, deliberately trying to protect the accused.
Very well, if that is your intent, but please get to it.
Now, Sarah. How many times were you in Albert's room?
Once. Just that once. To see.
What else did you do in his room, Sarah?
Your Honor, you can't allow this!
What else did you do in his room?
Your Honor, in the name of God and of decency, you must stop this!
The prosecutor will stop harassing this.
What did he do to you, Sarah? What did he do?
Courtroom. Order in the court. Order.
It's all right, sweetheart.
Mr. Cooper, you may take her from the stand.
Come here.
And so the trial ended, and it seemed not even Father's stirring summation would be able to erase the memory of Albert's one uncontrolled moment. There was a feeling in the air, something sad and inexorable that you could sense in the same way that an animal can smell fear. It was in the hands of the jury now, and there was nothing more that anyone could do. Nothing except wait.
Corned beef sandwiches, potato salad, pickles, and of course, chicken noodle soup.
What'd you do, Millie? Buy out all of Katz's?
Oh, we have to do something to keep up your strength. You haven't eaten all day. This is the worst part, isn't it? The waiting.
Yeah, I guess so. But I'll tell you something, Millie, the longer that jury's out, the better I like it.
Come on, Ed, eat something. Come on. I'll get it. Law offices. Yes, I'll tell him. Thank you. Bye. The jury's in. Court reconvenes in the morning at 10 o'clock.
Superior Court within and for the County of Fairfield is now open and in session in this place. The Honorable Judge Henry J. Wheeler presiding. The court will please rise.
Please be seated. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
The clerk will deliver the verdict to the bench. The defendant will please rise. Albert Kavanaugh, this court does find you guilty of murder in the first degree.
Albert, now you listen to me. Listen to me. We haven't lost. We haven't lost. Do you understand, Albert? Look at me. This is the first round, Albert. We haven't lost.
Put her there, Joe. I know you can do it.
Mrs. Nigerian, if you believed Albert was innocent, why didn't you come to me sooner?
I was afraid. I didn't think they would find him guilty. But now I know I must speak. Robert, my husband, he was a bookmaker. He took bets. He was not a bad man, Mr. Cooper. But when times are hard, people don't buy candy. And in order to do this bookmaking, he had to pay people. Officer Doyle.
Mrs. Nigerian, did your husband keep records? Is there any evidence?
Yes. He had two big, how you call it?
Books?
Ledgers.
Ledgers.
Bound in canvas.
Where are those ledgers now, Mrs. Nigerian?
Someone took them.
You think it was Doyle, don't you? If we can only find those ledgers.
Sarah! Jeez, you scared me.
Daniel, what are you doing?
You're supposed to be in bed. Close that door.
Daniel, I know where you're going, and you better not. You know what he'll do if he catches you.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna. You know he's always out in case he's getting drunk.
What about Red?
Didn't you hear? Red ran away.
No, are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. I heard his old man beat him up real bad.
How do you know the books are even there? Maybe he threw them in Rooster Creek or something.
Yeah, well, maybe he didn't.
Daniel, aren't you scared?
Nah, I'm not scared. Besides, Charlie and the guys come with me. Now, you better get back to bed before Millie starts looking for you. You're gonna ruin the whole thing.
Sure showed him, Mike, I'll tell you.
Yeah, listen, Casey, listen. Nobody gives a damn that he killed that Armenian, you know. But the thing about it is, that bum was a child molester.
Yeah, I know.
Right, Johnny. You know that? You are right.
Casey? Yeah, he's here. Big Mike? Big Mike, for you.
You're right.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Hello. Hello.
Who is it?
What are you pulling? Will you, Casey? There's nobody on that line.
Ah, it was somebody double on the house.
Yeah.
Let's go.
My shoes I'm the coldest.
Check that window there.
Shut up, Hal. It's pretty strong.
Charles, quiet and shut the window.
Baby, it's locked. Try anything. Oh, why don't you? Don't stand there.
Come on, I found one.
Boy, I don't like the way it looks in there.
You know, we can still go home, you guys. Well, we better do something. 'Cause I don't want to be here when old man Doyle gets home. Yeah. Yeah, come on, I'll go first.
I'm coming too.
Damn it, Sarah, you almost gave me a heart attack.
If you're going, I'm coming too, and you can't stop me.
Okay, but you better stick right next to me and do what I tell you.
Such a wise guy, Marty.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, you be quiet. Cut it out. He's gonna get us all caught.
He's gonna get us caught. Come on, you guys. Let's look upstairs.
Yeah. You're get caught, I'm blaming it on you.
Shut up yourself.
Big Mike Doyle catches it, I'll say it's all your
I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Try the window.
I know who killed Nigerian.
Well, do you now?
He's talking to someone.
Boy.
Did you hear what he said?
No.
No, I won't let you.
He's fighting with someone.
Who is it? Can you see who it is?
No. I can't tell.
What's going on?
I can't see anything. Uh-oh. Someone's going up the stairs. I should never listen to you, Daniel. It was red. Red? It's the ledgers.
Mildred, Daniel, let's go home.
Good night, Sarah. See you tomorrow, Dad. Good night,
The ledgers had answered once and for all the question of who killed Mr. Nigerian. But we were never to see Red again. Where he went and what became of him was to remain a mystery for a very long time. And so, at last, it was over. And I don't remember our family ever being closer than we were as we all walked home together that night.
I see him! Hey, look, here they come!
You know, while I was watching this, I couldn't help but think of To Kill a Mockingbird. Dean Jones really stepped into that Atticus Finch role as the lawyer willing to stand up for the man everyone else had already judged. Now, I wouldn't put Every Day Was the 4th of July in the same league cinematically, but as a TV movie, it was surprisingly strong. The biggest standout for me was Katy Kurtzman. Her courtroom testimony was genuinely heartbreaking. The innocence she brought Sarah made it painfully obvious that Albert was being railroaded simply because he was the easiest person to blame. Watching the prosecutor twist her words to build his case was honestly sickening, and I couldn't believe the jury still convicted him on what was largely circumstantial evidence. Even the prosecutor looked uneasy about the verdict despite winning the case. Dean Jones was quietly excellent, but Geoffrey Lewis also deserves just as much praise. He never played Albert as a saint, just an ordinary man trapped in a system that had already decided his fate. That's what made the injustice hit so hard. I also really liked the narration. It gave everything an autobiographical feel that made the story seem like someone reliving real events from their childhood. There wasn't a single moment that felt unbelievable because history is full of cases where fear, prejudice, and convenience outweighed justice. I was relieved when the corrupt cop finally got his comeuppance and Albert walked free, even if the film never really explained how his conviction got overturned. The final 4th of July parade and fireworks scene was a great way to bring everything full circle. After everything we'd seen, it felt like the movie was trying to say that no matter how badly justice can fail, the truth is always worth fighting for. That's the ideal America was founded upon, and the version of America the world still hopes to see as we move into its 250th year. That message elevated this well beyond your standard courtroom drama. It's also fascinating how Red went from a teenage bully at the beginning to a decorated war hero who made the ultimate sacrifice for his country. That final caption really illustrates how people are often far more complicated than the labels we put on them, and early snapshots rarely define an entire life. I'm giving this one an outstanding 4.5 stars. Let me know in the comments if this one reminded you of To Kill a Mockingbird as much as it did me. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoy rediscovering forgotten TV movies with me. This is Holy Critic, signing out.